Welcome back to my channel, Karen Michelle. I'm so happy to be here with you guys talking about the third national show of 2018, which was NPC Universe. I did Junior USA Nationals, if you're following along with my series, and I placed second in my class. That was in 2018. Then I went on to Junior Nationals again. I placed third, and then I decided I'm gonna take 2 weeks and fly out to New Jersey from Portland, Oregon, and compete in NPC Universe. Right, buddy? Yeah, that's right. So, what did I think about NPC Universe and like where was my mindset? So I got done with Junior Nationals thinking, okay, so I've done this show twice. I placed fifth, I placed third. Now, am I going to take 2 weeks and bring it at NPC Universe? And the rational side of me said, yes, you should definitely go to NPC Universe because you've been so close and your physique is right where you want it to be. You're so close. You should definitely go do that. So I already had booked the hotel because I just wanted to be prepared and make sure I had a room. For those of you that haven't competed at national shows before, you definitely want to book the room at the venue if it's an option well in advance, because those rooms book up so fast. And typically, if you try to reserve the room later after other people have canceled, the rates are so high. So I just went in at the beginning of the year and I booked all the hotels out. I didn't book for USA's, but I booked for Charleston, which was Junior USA's. I booked in Chicago for Junior Nationals, and then I booked in Teaneck, New Jersey for NPC Universe, just in case. So thankfully I did that because we had a room in the hotel, and my husband and I ended up flying out there, and it was just kind of like one annoying thing after the other when we got there. I love New York City, like Manhattan. I actually worked there when I was younger, and so I really like knew the city back then. I mean, that was 8 years ago, but I really enjoyed my time there, and it just seemed like in New York City, I mean, it was when I was younger, but it felt like everything was at your fingertips. So I was excited with the fact that like if we won in New Jersey, which I really thought that the odds were good because it was top 2 in each class wins their pro card versus at the other shows. I thought odds are good, I'm going to win my pro card with top 2 in the class. I've already gotten the second place win this year. So we can go celebrate in New York City after. And I was like really, really stoked for that. So I just went into it with really high hopes, thinking like this would be my show. This would be my chance. I decided I was going to wear a new bikini. I was pumped, you know, wanting to kind of bring like a different look. I felt like I'd learned a lot from the other shows. I felt very confident in my posing. I felt like I was just there and ready to bring it. And we ended up right away getting to the hotel and like needing to go buy a microwave for the room because they didn't have microwaves except for downstairs, and there was a huge line and all this stuff. So my husband went and bought a microwave. The tanning situation, I think, was the most horrific of my entire life. There was not ventilation. I could like taste the tanner after I got out. The wait was so long. The whole thing was so unorganized. The women who were spraying the tan technicians, they were literally like, no one's tan sprayed on nicely. They were spraying where huge droplets would hit your skin and be dripping off of you, pooling like down your chest, pooling all over, and then they just wiped you. So you were going in and standing in tanner, like in the tent thing. There was just tanner sitting on the floor, and you were in it that had rolled off other people's bodies, and then they were like using these wipes on people that they were not cleaning. And all I could think of was like, oh my God, I hope I don't get some sort of a skin infection or something from this. This is disgusting. And I didn't know what to do. And you know, at that point, like I really should have just gone with another tanning company. And it was disappointing because they were the tanning company that was at the hotel, at the host hotel, but it was the worst experience of my life. And I mean, some people say they think my tan looked good, and like they have no idea what I went through to get that tan and to fix it. And just, I forced them to fix my tan like as I was drying and stuff, and just seeing what other people were going through, but it was very bad. So the tan was horrible at that show, but that's okay. Like, I've dealt with horrible tans before, okay? So I was like, I'm not gonna let this affect me. And then I pretty much just stayed in the room and sort of like secluded myself and watched TV and just tried to like chill up until the show. But it was kind of annoying because I kept getting texts that like we were almost on, but we didn't go on until probably like 5 p.m. Hey guys, so I am here in the hotel room waiting to go on for prejudging. It's taken a little while. We have masters going on today too for nationals, so it just takes some extra time. And that was for prejudging, and they had finals that were supposed to start at 6 p.m. So I think I went on for prejudging at 5 p.m. and so you're just sitting and waiting the whole day. And I was second to last class to go on, bikini class G, and it just felt like I wasn't there for the rest of the show. So I don't know how long it really was, but the fact that I didn't go on until so late, and prejudging started at 8 a.m. I mean, those judges had seen all of that up until 5 p.m. and were probably exhausted. And I kid you not, when I got on stage, there was only 3 to 4 people sitting in the judges' seats. There was 2 people in the middle, and there was like 1 on either side. I made it in first call out. It just seemed like maybe wearing a different color suit, like they didn't recognize me. I mean, there wasn't even anybody to recognize me, it felt like. I mean, it just felt like no one was even paying attention.
500 and 491, switch please. Come on, Ben. 487 and 491, switch please. Face the curtain.
Come on, Ken.
Face front. 501 and 344, switch please.
344! 344! Let's go, guys! 181! Keep it tight!
Face the curtain, please.
There you go, guys! 344!
Face front.
491!
Make sure the judges can see your numbers, ladies.
344!
491! 491, get that front pose! Now you're good!
Bring your pose!
Get your front pose!
Take your pose!
Yes! You're on well, let's get the front pose! There you go, you're good!
Thank you, ladies. You can file out to your left.
I ended up placing 4th. I knew that I had brought my best physique up until that point, and I knew that not a lot could have changed since I was in Chicago. So it was just one of those things where I was like, I mean, I pretty much brought the same exact physique. I mean, 2 weeks isn't very much time to do much of anything, but I felt like I brought a different look. I brought a stronger look. After the show, I'm not gonna lie, that was the first show that I ever cried after in all of my years of competing. And it's funny because I ended on a 4th place at USA's the year before, and that felt like such a victory. And this show, I was same placement, crying tears of frustration. And after I got off stage at prejudging, I went straight to the room. We got into the room and I just like, I think I threw my bracelet off and was like, fuck this. And I had a moment. I started tearing up and I was just like, I don't even know what just happened. And he was like, I don't know either. I don't know what to tell you. He's like, it didn't make any sense to me. And I'm thinking like, of course he's saying that, he's my husband, you know? And then I start getting like all these text messages and messages from people that are all like saying the same thing, like, oh my God, like what happened? Like I saw the results, like I'm so confused. And all I could respond was like, it's the sport. The sport is what it is. I mean, I signed up to be a part of it. I can either be a part of it and accept that things don't always happen the way that you think they're supposed to happen or the way you expect them to happen, or I can not be a part of the sport. Simple as that. I told myself all the frustration that I'm feeling, I've got to let that go. I've got to be able to just channel everything into being better, pulling myself together. Challenges are what make champions. And I started thinking, okay, so this happened. We're gonna enjoy the weekend in New York City that we had planned. And we just really try to enjoy ourselves and not think about the show. And it was funny because we got back to Portland for the 4th of July and I said to my husband, did we really just fly all the way out to New Jersey and did I compete in a bodybuilding competition this weekend? Like it just seemed so far removed at that point. And I told him, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to go to USA's. And he said, you don't have to decide. Just give it some time. You know, you got 4 weeks if you want to, and if not, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, competing doesn't define you. You do what you want to do. And so it took me about 2 days, basically just grilled in the backyard. There was a fireworks show. Our neighbors have this amazing fireworks show. Actually, it's like on the river. So it's like our neighbors across the river. But it was just like an amazing night. And the next morning I woke up and I said, I didn't come this far to only come this far. And I know that might seem cliche or cheesy or whatever, but I really, really thought that I could earn the pro card. And I wanted to prove that to myself. And I had been to USA's before, so I knew what to expect. I had stayed at the Videra when we were there, and I just thought that was like the coolest condo situation, like hotel to stay at. It had a kitchen in the room, and I love Vegas. Like, I think it's just the most fun place to have a show because afterwards you can go and do anything you want, and there's so many restaurants. So anyway, we basically just set it all up, and I called my coach and I said, listen, like, I've done 3 national shows this year. The most shows I'd ever done in a year was 4 before this. So I had set the goal at the beginning of the year to try to get my pro card by the time Portland Classic rolled around, because I wanted to compete at the Portland Classic as an IFBB pro. And that's the first show that they were bringing, Spectrum Fitness Productions was bringing to Portland that would be a pro show. So I really wanted to be able to participate in that as a pro. Like, I wasn't gonna go compete at it as an amateur. There just wasn't any point to that. So that was my goal, and I felt like I'd competed at 3 shows, so I just really wanted to do everything I could to bring it. USA's was my last chance to go pro before the Portland Classic. You'll see in the next episode where I talk about USA Nationals, how that worked out for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you do, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next time.